Mundial right here on GhanaWeb TV. We are streaming live on Facebook. We are streaming on GhanaWeb.com. And if you go to YouTube, you get the show live on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Joel Leshen, and today we'll be doing a review of the semi-finals game. Argentina beat Croatia 3-0 in semi-final 1. And in semi-final 2, it was a Kylian Mbappe and Antoine Griezmann show as the Le Bleu of France, defending champions of the World Cup, beat the Atlas Lions by 2-0 in semi-final 2. All is set for the final on Sunday. 2 times champions each. Argentina will be playing France in the final. It will be a Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe show. We'll be reviewing the game and then we'll preview the final. This will also be Lionel Messi's final game in the FIFA World Cup. Will it be the GOAT finally gets his World Cup trophy, or the fake GOAT who lost 2 FIFA World Cup finals? We'll be back after this break.
Now, to sang quite be a want on and be a man in quite be brave.
Mommy, you first can see about Kotoso. No, Mammy, I cook on Sana. Pepoga, send me sick from Lemonade Finance and let me £10.
Lemonade Finance.
Say they're sending money back home from UK, Canada, and now US. I accepted a instant charges. Exchange waiting in Sudia. A unbeatable. Resume promo code no. Dr. Likey. Nenya £10, $10, and now $10 Canadian dollars. What first transaction? What they send this car coffee no? Dial to Lemon and Finance.
The World Cup promises to be exciting, and there's no better place to catch the thrills and fun than Ghana's leading online platform, GhanaWeb.
From training ground reports, camp news, pre- and post-match analysis, and other human interest stories from the Mondial, GhanaWeb got you covered with expert views from journalists, current and retired footballers, and of course, our cherished readers and viewers.
Catch all the action on GhanaWeb and GhanaWeb TV.
Welcome back from the break. You're still watching GhanaWeb Mundial. We are streaming live on Facebook, on GhanaWeb.com, and on YouTube. You get the show on GhanaWeb TV. Today we are previewing the final between Argentina and France. Both countries have won the FIFA World Cup on 2 occasions. Argentina in 1978, Mario Kempes, and then Diego Armando Maradona in 1986. For France, it was a Zinedine Zidane show in 1998 in the final against Brazil. And then Kylian Mbappe conjured the magic in 2018. My colleagues Joseph Adamafio and Emmanuel Lenin joins me today for the discussion. Guys, good morning.
Morning. It's a pleasure to be here once again.
How are you doing?
I'm feeling great. It feels good to be back and then talk about football.
Good to be back. Let me start. People say that Ghana's exit from the World Cup brought the whole vibe about the Mundial. Now, when you go to town, you don't really get that World Cup vibe.
I think it's there. It's there. It's just that Ghana is out, and you know, it's the ladies and the people who don't really like football that much who have gone far away from football. But those of us who follow and love football, we sleep, we eat, we drink, we do everything football. We are following the World Cup like everything. Even just yesterday, they had a fun activity in Qatar, and we're monitoring the space over here. So yes, we are following it very, very keenly, especially as we don't want the GOAT to win his World Cup, so that, Charlie, we all know that we are fair and square. There's no proper GOAT in the world.
All right.
For me, when you talk about vibe, it depends on the country. Because if you are playing a World Cup and Ghana is out at from the group stage, it tells you that the vibe will reduce. But if you go to Argentina, sorry, I don't think if you go to Argentina, the vibe has reduced and all that. They are still following the World Cup because Argentina is in the tournament and they are all the way to the final. So it depends on the country. But for the World Cup vibe, I think if you look at it on a landscape, still we are in the mood because we've had shocking results every stage in the tournament so far. So I think it's been a good tournament. Yeah.
It's been a good tournament. Let me hear from you in a comment section between Argentina and France, who will be winning their third FIFA World Cup on Sunday. Whatever happens, by 6 p.m. on Sunday, we will know the champions of the World Cup. There will be live commentary here on GhanaWeb TV, so don't forget. Guys, let's go straight into the semi-final game. Let me start with you, Joseph. Argentina, they lost to Croatia in 2014 group stages, but regardless of the form of the of Croatians, they couldn't withstand the might of Lionel Messi, and they lost by 3 goals.
Well, I was very disappointed as I watched that game against Argentina versus Croatia. Match was on Tuesday, right? And I was really looking forward to such a competitive game that would see Croatia give Argentina a tough game. Then it all went down to 3-0. But there again, as a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo and watching Messi at the twilight of his career, I'm starting to feel like I've messed a lot on Messi because I decided to give him a close eye, and now I'm thinking that Charlie Lionel Messi is somehow the GOAT that he has been rated. But to some extent, I think that when you look at his teammates that he's playing with currently, and you compare the likes of the Agueros, the Cambiasos, the Marcos Rojo time, you realize that they had more stars compared to this time that you have DePaul, they have Lautaro Martinez and stuff. But I think clearly the game for me, Argentina came into this match different from the game that they played against the Dutch, because I felt like that game against Netherlands could have been the final game at the 2022 FIFA World Cup, because that match was much more tough. Unfortunately, Croatia were not able to come to the party, and that's how come they lost by 3-0. In fact, I thought they could have gotten a consolation goal so that it would have been a repeat of the 2014 match, but unfortunately, they went down by 3-0.
I think that the problem in that game was very simple. Croatia were the better team before the Argentines started putting in the goals. And I think from my perspective, their inability to connect with their attack was the reason why Argentina won the game.
Absolutely. You can give the credit to Argentina for winning their game, but you can also pinpoint that Croatia were struggling to create something significant up front, and it has been their problem throughout the tournament. If you check their games against Morocco, they didn't score a goal. Against Belgium, they didn't score a goal. The only team they scored more than one against was Canada, and Canada finished bottom of the group. So it tells you that attacking wise, they lack quality. In 2018, they came with Mauricio Mandzukic, they came with Ante Rebic, and they were scoring goals. They were banging in the goals alongside Perisic and all that. This time, they have Andre Kramaric and then Levi up front, and they are not delivering as Ante Rebic and then Mandzukic did for them 4 years ago. But still, they found their way through, and they managed to get to the semi-finals. I think without getting the goals, we should commend them for their run. They've done really well. But in that game, the attack let them down, and their defense also. I think for the tournament, they've been brilliant in the defensive areas. And to see them, struggle against an Argentine side that you have Julian Alvarez, who is not that deadly, that they struggled against. I think it was really, really unfortunate in that game. But then again, you have to commend Argentina. They came in the game knowing what they had to do. They needed the win badly, so they needed to take their chances. in the first half, they scored 2 goals from their, their first 3 shots on target. So it tells you they needed the results more than dominating the game. And even in the semi-finals, if you check the games, the teams that dominated the games end up losing. Yeah. So it tells you that in a tournament, you go for the results. You don't go to play to please fans and all that. So that's what Argentina did right. And it was just unfortunate, but we have to commend the Croatians. They did very well.
Now, in terms of the decisions in that particular game, I felt that for the penalty, the referee was not fair to Livakovic because when Julian Alvarez was coming, Livakovic had already taken his position. Yeah. He didn't move, and from my perspective, I think that it was Julian Alvarez rather
who ran into the
goalkeeper and not the goalkeeper preventing him from attacking the ball, even when he had shot the ball on target. And I was very disappointed that just like the Black Star situation in our opening game against Portugal, I think that there should have been a review.
Yes, of course. And if you look at the tournament in general, we've had poor officiating. The officiating hasn't been good at all. But with that instance, I've listened to people share their views on it, and I think it's been a divided opinion. Some believe it was a penalty because the goalkeeper, although didn't impede Julian Alvarez, his position made that penalty possible. So I think, yes, you can give the referee the benefit of the doubt because the goalkeeper's positioning was wrong, and he had his right foot in the channel that Julian Alvarez was running into. So technically, he prevented him from getting a rebound or burying the ball. So I think, yes, we can agree with the referee, but I feel it was soft penalty. It was a soft call to give that penalty away. Yeah.
Joseph, it seems after the group stages, we've not really seen the involvement of the VAR. Do you agree that it was a soft penalty, and probably if the referee had gotten the review, it would have been a different decision because that penalty changed the game for Argentina?
Yeah. I think that game clearly changed the game, just like Ghana's game against Portugal, where Ghana went down early by 1-0 thanks to Cristiano Ronaldo, who went down fake diving. And also looking at the game against Croatia, one might have thought that maybe if that penalty was not allowed, Croatia would have come in better. Maybe that penalty.
Yeah, because at that time they were dominating. They were dominating the game.
That's why I say that probably maybe that's how it can. But just in case you might want to wonder, Croatia were not very good in attack. That was one thing. They were dominating the ball. They were just like Argentina against Netherlands. Let me use that reference again. Argentina was playing the game, but they were not good in attack. But when you look at the Croatians again, they were like Argentina back then in the Netherlands game. But one thing I want us to really sit down and think logically about is that we watched the game against France versus England. 2 penalties. Yeah. After the game, nobody came to say anything about the penalties that were awarded, that it wasn't a penalty. Clearly telling you that the voice of the people sometimes work, because I feel like if people see a penalty, they know what a penalty is. Because we've been watching the Italian Serie A, the Spanish La Liga, the English Premier League, and we see this kind of issues happen where the referees don't award a penalty. So it was quite funny for me to see Julian Alvarez go down in the penalty box for the referee to whistle. I'm sure definitely he will be even surprised. But Julian Alvarez coming to play in the Premier League shouldn't be expecting this kind of penalties if he goes down. Definitely Anthony Taylor and the lights will be looking at him like, my bro, this is not the World Cup, man. Just wake up and let's continue the game. But Livakovic, I thought maybe he could have saved that penalty and probably.
But I think he got the direction right, but Messi decided to go high.
And going to this final, I like my final matches again without penalties. Be that it may, if someone even deserves a penalty, I wish there was no penalties in finals. We know how to ball. Come, let's play like champions. Don't expect a penalty to win the tournament. Then everybody will remember you as winning the World Cup. But for me, if you win a World Cup with penalties, Charlie. I still remember that goal that Mario Götze scored coming in as a substitute more than any tournaments that
iconic moment.
Yeah, more than any tournament where a player scored a penalty in the final. It doesn't leave a good impression about the tournament. So definitely, yes, one of the issues at the World Cup has been penalty decisions. We've had less red cards, but I think the penalty decision has been very bad.
I agree with them. I think that the introduction of the video assistant referee was to correct some of these mistakes, but it is still going on. Argentina made their 6th FIFA World Cup final appearance after beating Croatia by 3-0. The Croatian golden generation, just like Belgium, couldn't win a trophy for their country. Now, in 1930, Argentina made their first FIFA World Cup appearance. They lost to their rivals, Uruguay. Same in 1978. They did host and win with Mario Kempes in 1986. It was the Diego Armando Maradona show. In 1990, they lost to Germany. In 2014, they lost to Germany again. And now they are facing France. Let's switch and go to the other game where the Le Bleu of France beats the African giants, Morocco. And then the African dream, the Arab nation dream, by 2-0. It was a Kylian Mbappe and Antoine Griezmann show. My word, what a player Griezmann has been in the World Cup.
Yeah, he's been an unsung hero for the French national team because Kylian Mbappe is scoring the goals, so he is still in the headlines. But if you look at the France team very well, the one who makes things happen for the French national team is Antoine Griezmann, and that free role in the setup is really benefiting him, and he does a lot of work. Now, the French national team doesn't have N'Golo Kante, so they need somebody who can work tirelessly, both in defense and then attack. And Griezmann is doing that job to perfection. He's complementing Tchouaméni and then Fofana in the midfield. At the same time, he finds himself up front in offensive areas, creating chances and all that. So now you talk about players who have created most chances in the tournament, and you have Antoine Griezmann in the top 3 or leading. So it tells you that he's doing everything well for the French national team. For me, it was more of a Griezmann show against Morocco than Kylian Mbappe, because he created the first goal and he did a lot of things for them. And I wasn't surprised to see him win the man of the match in the game. But in that game, I think the French did something right. Morocco, throughout the tournament, played defensively. I mean, they prioritized defense than attack, and they relied heavily on counter-attack. So France tested them, gave them the ball to enjoy. Then they will have the spaces at their backline to exploit, and it worked to perfection. But I think it was because Morocco didn't play with their first choice centre backs. They played with Roman Saiz being half fit, and he played only 20 minutes in the game. They played without Aged, who has been superb for them. So that's also contributed to the fact that Morocco couldn't defend really well as they've done throughout the tournament. But I think Didier Deschamps knows his way around playing tournaments and key games, how he masterminded that game to win by 2-0. I mean, he did very well. He let Morocco dominate the game, have more of possession, but he made sure that his team are going to exploit the spaces. Griezmann playing through the channels, Kylian Mbappe keeping the weight and having space to run at defenders, and Ousmane Dembele on the other side. They did everything to perfection, and they trapped them. Morocco fell for the trap, and then they won the game by 2-0. Kudos to the France team.
In assessing the Moroccan team, I think that they got a couple of chances in the second half to at least make the scores level before Kylian Mbappe's last-minute show for the substitute to get the equalizing the second goal. In terms of what Morocco didn't do on the day, what lessons can we learn?
Well, in terms of the lessons from this match, I think that one of the biggest lessons I've learned from the France versus Morocco game has to do with fielding and half-fit player, and I think Morocco paid for that with that first goal that came in, because you could say that their captain Roman Saiz was very, very feeling the pains in his thighs and couldn't make the runs. But Well, he was replaced, and Amala also came in. Then realized that definitely Amala was also going to the thing, but Amala was able to do.
Yeah, he did a brilliant job.
But there you could see that one thing about tournaments is that there is no time to recover when you are injured or you play a game. So you want to go in with fully fit players, and I think that's what Didier Deschamps has been able to do very well, taking some fully fit players in as much as they are not top players, because they have the likes of Pogba and Kante not there, but the replacements have all been very superb. Then again, you look at the attack of Morocco, you realize that they lack some few experiences, because when you look at the goal that France scored in the first half with Thiago Hernandez being at the far end of the post, definitely Mbappe could have scored, but unfortunately he couldn't. Then the ball fell to Thiago Hernandez, who was unmarked, and he scored the goal. I felt like Morocco had a few chances in the game that they could have scored goals, but then again it comes all to experience, and I think that is one thing that they lack. But one of the highlights of the game was how Giroud was able to stop Amrabat from making his surging runs and also controlling the game.
And then after the game, Amrabat said at a point in the game, he told Olivier to allow him to breathe. And Olivier told him that if I do that, when I go to the dressing room, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, that's the role Didier Deschamps gave to Olivier Giroud. Now, if you look at the Moroccans, how they play, yes, they play defensively, but whenever they get the ball, the first person to locate in transition is Amrabat, because he's good on the ball and he can locate players in good areas. So if you are able to take Amrabat out of their build-up, it will be slow. They will keep the ball among themselves at the back and then try to swing passes together until they locate Hakimi or Ziyech, and then progress from the first line to the other. So I think the French national team did very well. Didier Deschamps did his homework, knew that Amrabat is very key in the Moroccans' transition, so he had to take him out. In taking him out, you have Olivier Giroud on him. Yeah. Whilst Olivier Giroud is marking Amrabat, you have Antoine Griezmann hovering around to make an interception, and I think it worked very well.
I think that one player who really disappointed us is Razak Hamdallah. Razak Hamdallah, when he was introduced to my goodness, chances he had two clear-cut chances to at least settle the score.
He had a chance to equalize the first goal, and the moment he missed that, they conceded the second goal. Yeah. So for him, I've not been impressed with Morocco's backup for NSU. NSU has been unfortunate, and I've been saying it. When he's on the pitch, he hardly gets chances like that. But whenever he comes off, then the chances keeps coming. So, and it's, I mean, I don't know, maybe they were just unlucky for the chances to fall in the wrong hands. Imagine Abubakar getting that chance. Imagine Hakimi getting that chance. Imagine Ziyech getting that chance. Imagine Enesiri getting that chance. So they were just unlucky for the chances to fall into the wrong hands.
All right, so but for Vincent Abubakar is a legend. He wrote his name in gold in the just ended FIFA World Cup. And personally, I'm waiting for the full picture of that goal he scored against Serbia. I really want to frame that.
But one thing I think we should talk about is Samuel Eto'o's prediction. Initially, when he predicted, I was like, "Oh, this man is mad. How can you predict Morocco going to the final with Cameroon?" I was like, there's definitely no way Morocco and Cameroon are progressing to the semi-final. Then now you sit back and you look at his predictions, and if you are an investor like my producer currently, I'm sure definitely you would have been staking behind, be putting your stakes just behind Morocco, beating Portugal, beating Spain, getting to the semi-finals like never before. Samuel Eto'o, Charlie, just open a church and I'll be your first church member.
Investment church, that's what Joseph is talking about. You're still watching GhanaWeb Mundia right here on GhanaWeb TV. Now we're done with the review of the semi-final game. France are making their fourth appearance in the FIFA World Cup. Their first was in 1998. They met the almighty Brazil, and it was a Zinedine Zidane show. 2 goals in the final, and they did justice to that. 8 years later, in Germany, 2006, it was a Zinedine Zidane show again, but this time around on a bad note. He was red carded for headbutting Marco Materazzi. They lost the game on penalties. 2018, Kylian Mbappe became the first player after the Pelé himself, that's a teenager, to score in the FIFA World Cup final. And Mbappe is here again on Sunday. Will it be Messi or Mbappe? We'll discuss the final after this break. Stay with us.
Are you still searching for the right platform to share your voice, thoughts, and feelings? Then, the GhanaWeb Reporter on the GhanaWeb app is the perfect app for you. It is Ghana's only citizen journalism and infotainment platform. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, GhanaWeb Reporter links you up to the world. The reporter also gives you the opportunity to blog or become a citizen journalist, so you share stories with the rest of the world about cities, music genres, pop culture, tech, politics, etc. Download the GhanaWeb app from the Google Play Store or App Store on your smartphone and open it. Tap on the member button at the bottom of your screen and follow the easy steps to register with your phone number or email, and you are ready to become a reporter.
GhanaWeb Reporter, democratizing journalism and empowering content creators.
Now, Susu sang quite dear one to Nambia, a man in quite baby.
Mommy, you first can see about Kotoso. No, Mammy, I cook on Sam. Pepoga, send me sick from Lemonade Finance and let me £10.
Lemonade Finance.
Say they're sending money back home from UK, Canada, and now US. I accepted a instant charges. Exchange waiting and so dear. Unbeatable. Resume promo code no Dr. Likey. Nenya £10, $10, and now $10 What first transaction? What they send this car coffee no? Dial to Lemon and Finance.
Thirty countries are out, 2 remaining in the final of the FIFA World Cup. Before this tournament started, Ghanaians thought that we are going to be among the final 4 because our 14.1 million budget that was read on the floor of Parliament by Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf captured Ghana in the final 4. But fortunately or unfortunately, we were among the first to be eliminated from the tournament. It's Argentina against France. Messi-Mbappe. But for France, they believe that if Mbappe does not come to the party, they have Kingsley Coman, they have Dembouz, Ousmane Dembele, Antoine Griezmann, Olivier Giroud. But there is a certain Julian Alvarez who undoubtedly has been the best young player in this World Cup with 4 goals. And then for Ronaldo fans, they will be hiding behind the apparent heir to the throne, Kylian Mbappe Lawton, to fight the battle for their maestro. Iman, Joseph, it's the time we have all been waiting for. The final of the Mundial. Ronaldo couldn't make it to the final 4. He will be watching the game just like all of us. Joseph, let me start with you. Final, Argentina, they've lost 3 FIFA World Cup finals. Their last 2, they couldn't win. That was in 1990, and then 2014, they lost to the same country, Germany. France, defending champions. The first, they want to dare to do it after Brazil, 1958, 1962. Brazil had Pele, they have Kylian Mbappe.
Brazil had Kylian.
Brazil had Pele. France have Kylian Mbappe.
Well, it's going to be tough. In as much as it's going to be tough. When we were doing your intro, it just made me remember when the World Cup landed in Ghana during the tour, and the pastor went into the plane to pray.
Let me
try and remember what he said. This trophy will go and return to Ghana in Jesus' name. If it was 14 million that we used to win World Cup, and that's the same rate, or 1,000. But unfortunately, it all has to do with quality players and having a team that no one interferes
quality in. Coach, we had quality players.
But
coach in Asa.
Let's not digress. Let's talk about the finals. Well, looking at Mbappe, this is a boy who grew up envisaging himself like Ronaldo. Thought that he could play with Ronaldo before he leaves Real Madrid. Unfortunately, Ronaldo left Real Madrid. He was stuck at PSG. He's playing against Messi, and Messi is not even gelling with him. He's
playing with Messi.
Messi is not even gelling with him. He's gelling with Neymar more, and there is everything. One thing I'm trying to remember is what happened to Mane and Salah at Liverpool when Mane won the how do you call it? The AFCON. Now you have PSG in France, and they are coming up against Argentina, and Argentina has PSG's one player. So I'm thinking what will happen after this game. But definitely, it's going to be, in as much as it's going to be a tough one, I expect France to come tops, and especially I expect Mbappe to do the work and leave the legacy to continue with Ronaldo. In as much as Ronaldo couldn't win it, I would like an European team to win, because if Messi goes ahead to win this World Cup, we are there, though. The greatest player of all time.
It can never be.
He has won the Olympics. He has won the Champions League, Club World Cup. He has won the World Best Player like never before.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Now, for me, I've always made my point clear that if it comes to Messi and Ronaldo, Messi is the better player for me. But if it comes to the best I have seen with my eyes, none come closer to Ronaldinho. Now we are saying that if Messi wins a World Cup, he's the greatest of all time.
You will tell your children.
But there is one who won 3, and in all the 3, he was the star.
Yeah.
So how does Messi winning just one World Cup makes him the GOAT?
They want to change the narrative, and that is what is not good. Because looking at Ronaldinho won everything in football, but they just want to discredit the man.
No,
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay, Ima, let me bring before you talk about the game. For me, when it comes to comparing 2 players, I compare abilities, not the achievements, the duration of your career. That is why I will debate you every day that Luka Modric is not better than Iniesta. You can say that Iniesta at 33, 34 was warming the bench. He left Europe. Modric is still playing at the highest level, getting to 38. Yeah. But for me, if I compare ability, that's why I say Iniesta is better. That's why I say Messi is better than Ronaldo. Okay. But in terms of ability, is Messi better than Ronaldinho?
That's a difficult question to answer. In terms of ability, I mean, I've watched Ronaldinho and I've watched Messi. Comparing the two, it's really difficult. But I can say Ronaldinho gave everyone pure entertainment. The kind of entertainment Ronaldinho will give you when you watch him, I mean, it's on that level. It's way above.
Is that not supposed to be the purpose of football?
that's the purpose of football. And people always reference Ronaldinho for their love of football. They came to love football because of Ronaldinho, how he makes things easy and he does it with swag. He makes it very, interesting. So comparing abilities, comparison is subjective. So,
Yeah, that's why I said for me.
The guy is not answering the question.
No, he has answered. That's why I said for me, when I'm comparing two players, I compare abilities, because if we go into achievements, everybody can use several factors but for abilities, it's clear.
That one it's really clear. And for me, I think Ronaldinho is up there. I mean, I would rate him up above of Leo Messi in terms of ability. I think for Ronaldinho and Messi, that argument, even Messi will tell you Ronaldinho is superb. Yeah. I mean, he had his own issues, we all know. Yeah. But in terms of the football itself,
what he does on the pitch,
I mean, no one comes close. Maybe I didn't watch Pele. Maybe Pele.
It's the reason why.
But for the players I've watched,
it's the reason why I don't talk about Pele and Maradona, because if we are to talk about Pele and Maradona, we have to bring in achievement.
Yeah.
And if we bring in achievement, Pele will stand tall, because.
And you were talking about if Messi wins the World Cup. Yeah. People are making the argument that completely he will be the greatest of all time. I think they are making that statement because of the argument between him and Ronaldo. And then they are not making it an argument bringing in Pele and then Maradona. They are making the argument that if he is able to win the World Cup, it settles the debate between him and then Ronaldo. And that's where we have to situate it very well, because in terms of achievement and everything, you can't downplay Pele's achievement in the world stage. He's done everything right. You can't talk about a record where you wouldn't have
his name.
Pele's name in there. So you can't just win one World Cup, go to the finals twice, score 5 goals in a tournament, and tell me Leo Messi won the World Cup, he's won the Champions League and all that, so he's better than Pele. Pele played in South America.
And you see,
he won the
narrative.
Yeah, but you see that
you are talking about Pele and then Leo Messi, and you talk about Messi winning the Champions League and all that. Pele didn't have the opportunity to play in Europe.
Yeah.
No, even at that time, they weren't even awarding Ballon d'Or to South American players.
No, it was non-Europeans, because even at the time Pele was playing, every better player was playing in his own continent.
Yeah.
The African best players,
they were playing in Africa.
They were playing in Africa. Yeah. The Asian best players were there. Yeah. The American best players were there. European best players were there.
That's the reason why the Ballon d'Or was awarded to players, the Europeans only. Yeah. So I think if you extend the GOAT, the GOAT argument, and you bring in Pele, then you can't put Messi ahead of Pele, because he won Champions League, he won Ballon d'Or 7, and so what. Now, if you look at what Pele did, it was astonishing.
And I think that, frankly speaking, Messi doesn't need World Cup to prove that he has been better than Ronaldo.
Yeah, for that one, fans talk with sentiment, but you can't deny the fact that Leo Messi has been better than Ronaldo.
He has been better than
and it's difficult for some people to accept.
You can be for me. I like Ronaldo than Messi because of personalities.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the two of them, personality-wise, you by all means go for Ronaldo. But in terms of the two of them, I think that Messi is 1, Ronaldo is 2.
And even with that, I mean, people have their own preferences, what they like. So if somebody decides to like Leo Messi, it doesn't mean he hates Ronaldo. It just makes the argument really.
Asu is really a critical component of the game.
To talk about
to see
Messi and
those
Ronaldo.
Two players be on top level
years.
for 14 years, over a decade, it's really, really superb, and we have to achieve that. I don't think we are going to have that kind of run in a long while because
Mbappe maybe Haaland and Mbappe will give us that. If Mbappe had gone to Man,
let's see how that
the quality Ronaldo gave us throughout the 14, 15 years, and then Leo Messi. If you look at Haaland and Mbappe, I don't think they will match it.
Okay, now Adam Afio has already given his take on the final. He is tipping France to win. From Argentina's perspective, what can they do? Because it has been clear that the French do not play on a high line.
Yeah.
So it will be difficult to catch them on the break. And we saw in the finals, both the first and second goals were from counter.
Yeah,
because Vardio and Lovren at the time they had already committed themselves. But for France, they even when they are progressing the ball, their back line are still intact.
I think
what should Argentina do beyond Messi coming to the party?
Beyond that, it will be difficult if you are analyzing the French team. How they played the group stages is different from how they played the knockout stages. The group stages, they went for the kill. Let's win the 2 games, we are done. Now in the knockout stages, they are playing to win the trophy. So they are doing the little things right. They don't stress themselves. They don't hold on to the ball that much. They don't possess the ball. They will leave the ball to their opponents, enjoy it, get their spaces, and then they exploit. And it's the same with Argentina. They are not a side that, if you compare their games, you say they dominate possession. They don't. So it's going to be really difficult between the two. Because I believe the one that will dominate possession will end up losing the game.
Okay. Because
the two teams have players that can hurt you on a counter. We saw Julian Alvarez and Leo Messi, what they did against Croatia. And we know what Mbappe, Dembele, they can do on a break.
It is
so
with
it's
their pace.
Going to be a difficult game, a chess game that's, I don't know how the game will be decided. As I sit here right now, I don't know how the French team is going to hurt Argentina. Because Argentina have a solid backline.
And then
I can tell you how maybe France might be able to hurt Argentina. Looking at the French team, I think that you look at Giroud, and Giroud is both good in the air and good with the legs. Okay. So I felt like maybe they will let Giroud get more of his balls in the air. Then probably with Mbappe over there, definitely you are going to have Mbappe going to
now,
give
the
players on the flanks a very tough game. Looking at the game against Morocco once again, sometimes you realize that Giroud sometimes withdraws back and allows the 3 forwards who are playing behind him to sometimes overlap him and go in front. Then you see Mbappe in the middle, then Dembele and Griezmann sometimes on the flanks. That is where I feel like Argentina might be threatened. Then looking at the France defense, France has a very, very tough defense.
Same as Argentina.
You would not like to play with Tchouaméni and Fofana, Konate also over there. It's going to be very tough. The only issues is maybe Theo Fernandez being more on the offensive than being very, very
and he's very reckless.
But if you look at Argentina, they've not played one system throughout the knockout stages. And we are talking about a French team that are playing a different kind of football in the knockout stages. So with the two teams, if you are analyzing, it will be very difficult. It will be difficult to anticipate what they will do in the final. That's where the difficulty is. But if you look at what they did in the semi-finals, I think if the French decide to use Olivier Giroud really well, they will get the goals. Because he can play as a good decoy. Drawing Christian Romero or Otamendi out of his line, because he will be following him. If you draw him out of the line, Griezmann will occupy that channel, or Kylian Mbappe will occupy that channel in behind. So if Olivier Giroud is able to do that thing right, it can provide a goal. And then again, Olivier Giroud has the height. And we have Mbappe, you have Dembele, who can swing in good crosses.
And for them, it's not only swinging.
They are also good with their feet, where they can take on their fullbacks. And we have Argentina defense who are not that tall, that can challenge area balls. So the French, if they want to score, that's the two ways they can score. With the defending, I don't think they will have too much of a problem defending Argentina.
I feel
because Leo Messi would like to drop deep to midfield, involve in play.
Yeah.
So they will always have Julian Alvarez to handle. So until Argentina manage to progress the ball into the final third, they wouldn't have any problems. They have Konate, who is always focused.
Brilliant.
You have Kunde, who is also solid at the right back.
Yeah.
So maybe they will try to exploit Teo Hernandez, and they can only exploit him if Di Maria plays. That is where you can create the overloads. And if Di Maria doesn't play, then it means the French are not going to have a problem on the left side too. So it's a game for France to lose if they do their things right.
I don't want to believe this guy. This guy is trying to make
make
us feel like France is going to win. He said the same thing in the game against Netherlands.
No, but we are doing a breakdown of the French team.
Croatia.
No, but you see, I think I agree with him more because
that France, if you watch, it's a game that France can win.
It's France's game.
France's game to lose.
Both of them can win easily.
No, but
let me talk about Messi and the fact that if France focuses more on Messi, they might end up.
We are talking about if Messi doesn't turn up.
You talk about the fact that the French attack. This is how they could score. This is also how maybe I feel like if Argentina, the France fail to handle issues, Messi would just withdraw back and be given the passes, and France might be at the losing end. Because you look at the game against the Netherlands and you realize that they marked Messi entirely out, but Messi was able to make sure that he contributes to the game by giving that through passes and giving that 1-2 passes, which is very, very vital in the style of play. And I think that if the French want to really, really handle Messi well, I feel like they should let him be and rather mark his teammates that really surround him. Because if you are going to focus on Messi, it's going to withdraw some of your players, because definitely Messi on the ball has 3 players behind him, and with your defense in there, their players are moving in there into the spaces and making sure that every channel they've got it open, so that anytime Messi pulls out a pass, they will be there to finish it up. And that is how Julian Alvarez has been able to score a goal. So for the French team, I think their defense has to be rock solid. They have to be looking at each player. Messi has a good vision. His awareness is very high. Before he gets the ball, he knows where his teammates are to pass the ball.
And for me, I think that if France are going to win, they don't really need to worry about Messi, because if like a Man City and Liverpool, everybody is coming gun blazing, I think that still France have more ammunition than Argentina, because it's like, and then per the reports, if things don't go well, because right now the report comes is that the French president Emmanuel Macron plus the FA officials, they've made Didier Deschamps to be aware that they are not asking him to start Benzema. That would be insane. But we saw in the game against Morocco in the second half when Giroud was struggling, the striker, the Fofana guy they introduced was not really clicking. So if you have Karim Benzema, you can use for maybe less. That's Thuram. If you have Benzema, you can use for 15 minutes. That's also another problem
for Argentina.
For Argentina. So I think I agree with Ima that it will be France. The story will be Argentina winning. If France wins, it's not really a story aside the Leo Messi.
It's a story. It's a story.
No. It will be a big story because
it will be a big story. It's not about France winning. No. It's about Messi not winning.
No, we are talking about the element of surprise.
We are talking about element of surprise. It will be
France
for Argentina.
It's not a surprise.
But
if Argentina manage,
what this guy is trying to make us downplay
the
fact that Argentina cannot win,
the Copa America
is what is really upset to me, because we all know that this guy wants Argentina to win.
That one.
But he's trying to.
I am being objective here
to make us feel like. Okay.
Did you watch the Copa America final? We were surprised that Argentina beat
Brazil at
Maracana.
We understand that, but both teams,
because they didn't have the quality to match them.
See, it's a game both teams can win. It's a game that both teams can win.
Yes, but we are talking about
it doesn't look like
surprise.
France has the bigger advantage. You are making it look like France it's France game to lose.
If you look at on paper, they have the best advantage.
The best coach, the better players, the better history, because Argentina, out of 5 finals, they've won only 2. Yeah. They've lost their last 2.
France has also
lost only 1 out of
their last 3
out of 3. So in terms of history, and even the last time the 2 teams met, France won.
For me, I'm going to pray against any funny
Empire ball!
any funny penalty, any funny red card.
Yeah, we are hoping to see that.
Anything like a slice offside against
people
France.
Raising concerns about a Polish referee being appointed to officiate the final, because
they should give it to an African referee.
No, a Polish referee will officiate the final, and people are raising concerns because there's a referee that his country got eliminated by France, and people are saying Argentina. I mean,
Argentina eliminated.
Argentina gave Poland the qualification to the round of 16 by not scoring additional goal in the final group stage game. So people are raising concerns that why will FIFA appoint a Polish referee to
have been an African referee?
So me, I'm expecting that at the end of the game, no one is going to talk about the referee, because if you are a referee, you shouldn't take the fame like Matula Horst did in the Netherlands game. He wanted to be in charge. Yeah. And if you are so desperate to be in charge of the game, you end up losing yourself.
But I think that the 2002 World Cup, I remember watching, but I don't really have memories. But if you take 2006, 2010, 2014, 2018, I hardly remember any World Cup final that where we finished the game and we are talking about it, because in 2006 we finished the game. We were talking about Zidane.
Zidane's penalty and then his headbutt.
Yes. In 2010 we finished the game and we were talking about Robin. The chances and Iniesta and Ike Casillas. In 2014 it was Higuain and then Mario Götze. In 2018 it was Hugo Lloris.
So I'm hoping that we will have another final where the referee will not steal the headlines. But if you look at what the officiating has been throughout the tournament, it's
been terrible.
I mean, bad, and we are hoping that the referee will have a good game.
All right. So after your brilliant analysis, telling us that France definitely on paper needs to pick the trophy. Give me a prediction on Sunday, because we will be here for match day live too. So give me a prediction on Sunday. Who is winning?
My head wants France to win, but my heart wants Argentina to win. And I'm expecting Argentina to win that game.
Those are the types of guys who tell you.
No, analyzing games.
Let me talk.
You
made your point. You are eating to my time.
No, prediction is
prediction. Relax. My brother, relax.
Yes, let me listen to you. Who proposed to you? My head wants you. My heart wants you. Just be focused. Just say it. Who is going to win?
Talk to me direct.
Corner. For me, France is going to win this game. My only issue is I want more goals to flow in this game.
Like in 2018.
Yes, I want more goals to flow. I don't want it to be very tense. Then
I don't think
you'll be sitting on there.
Then in 2010 was 1 goal. 2014 1 goal.
In finals, teams play with cautiousness. They are always.
No, but you see, I think that it's all about taking chances. Because in 2010, if those 2 countries had taken their chances, probably it would have been.
That is when we talk about.
And the same in 2014. But in
2018, that's what we talk about. What goes into a final, the pressure and everything.
But I don't want France to go down first, because I feel like they'll be more under pressure. They'll play like Ghana, but probably if they score first, Argentina will be very good to equalize. So I'm looking at how
they've hardly considered first.
If both of them have
France end up scoring first, they will smash Argentina. They will smash them, because they will.
You see this guy.
They will come out. No, you will come out to equalize, and you will be exposed. France has the better attack. They will expose them.
I pray against any penalty in the final.
And
I don't want any penalty.
That's what my colleague Joseph is saying. But before we go, quick one final words with the third place game. I still think that Morocco, they need to give us something. They have more to beat Croatia, because Croatia they are very like
they have a flat,
terrible attack.
A flat attack. Yeah. I expect Morocco to get a medal.
Yeah.
At least with the tournament they've had, that would be a good send-off for them to get a medal.
I spoke to a few Moroccans, and what they all want is Morocco to be on the podium to win a medal. That's all they want. For Croatia, I know this is not where they want, so definitely, I'm not sure they will come all guns blazing. Definitely, they'll give opportunity to players who haven't played the game. But for Morocco,
this is the third and
fourth. They've been in the final.
But you see, for them, I think they need the medal more than Croatia, because Croatia last year they got the silver medal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that Croatia doesn't need it more, so we'll give the opportunity to new players to play the game. But for Morocco, they need it more, because they don't know when they are going to return to this stage ever again, because next 4 years, you are going to have 11 African countries. Thanks to Morocco opening the door for us, definitely it will be an easy qualification for Ghana and Nigeria, and hopefully Ivory Coast will be there. So we are going to see more, but Morocco should make sure they win a medal. At least they have something to show their children 10 years from now that, hey, during my days, I went to the final, I did what Eto, Drogba,
all those guys.
But they are pace setters in terms of the World Cup.
Yeah, they've always been.
They were the first to enter the knockout stage
in 1986.
If they win it, they deserve it. Always the pace setters.
So we draw the curtains here on this episode of the GhanaWeb Mundia. Thank you very much, Mandolin. Thanks.
But we didn't talk about the goal king. Who do you want to win the goal king?
Now it's tied between Mbappe and Messi. So anybody who comes to the party on Sunday.
And Sunday will decide who wins the golden ball between Mbappe and Messi.
The golden ball and the best player.
But for the goalkeeper of the tournament,
I think it's still Yassine Bono.
Yeah, it's Yassine Bono. But if Emi Martinez ends up winning the trophy, we might see a funny twist.
Yes. That's why he's going to concede 3 goals.
A late twist in the.
That's why he's going to concede 3 goals so that he doesn't.
In the goalkeeper of the tournament, with the young player of the tournament, obviously it's Julian Alvarez.
I expect him to win that. Nobody comes close. I think after him, Unai too.
Unai.
Yeah, Unai. Yeah, he has.
Unai is 23 years.
He's 23?
Yeah, very young.
So it's all for Julian Alvarez of Manchester City. We are tipping him to win the Young Best Player Award for the best player and the Golden Boot. I think it's between Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi. Whoever comes to the party on Sunday probably will be going home with the trophy and these 2 awards. We'll be back again on Sunday with Match Day Live as we bring you live commentary of the game between Argentina and France. Argentina were in the finals in 1930, 1978, 86, 1990, and then this year, 2022. For France, it was 2018, 2006. Zinedine Zidane was the headline, and in 1998. My name is Joel Leshen. Thanks very much for staying with us. Thanks to the entire production crew, Richard Vanderpool, Hazel, Sammy Ejio, and Kwame Adom. Until we meet again, you see you again on Sunday.
Are you still searching for the right platform to share your voice, thoughts, and feelings? Then the GhanaWeb Reporter on the GhanaWeb app is the perfect app for you. It is Ghana's only citizen journalism and infotainment platform. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, GhanaWeb Reporter links you up to the world. The Reporter also gives you the opportunity to blog or become a citizen journalist, so you share stories with the rest of the world about cities, music genres, pop culture, tech, politics, etc. Download the GhanaWeb app from the Google Play Store or App Store on your smartphone and open it. Tap on the member button at the bottom of your screen and follow the easy steps to register with your phone number or email, and you are ready to become a reporter.
Ghana Web Reporter, democratizing journalism and empowering content creators.
Na wo mi. Na wo ba so lo nya sa se.
Obek kanokre. Nawo. Susu sang kwan bia wanto na bia e man kwan bebre.
Mommy, you fish can see about Kotoso. No, mommy, I could concern. Pepoga, send me sika from Lemonade Finance and let me £10.
Lemonade Finance.
Say they're sending money back home from UK, Canada, and now US. I accepted. Instant charges. Exchange rate in Sudia. Unbeatable. Resume promo code no. Dr. Likey. Nenya £10, $10, and now $10 What first transaction? What is send this car coffee no? Dial to Lemon and Finance.